everyone. I'm Jennifer Robson. And normally, when I have a new book out, I get to come in and see all of you at OLA. And, I'm disappointed to not be meeting all of you as I love to do. But instead, I thought I would tell you a little bit about Our Darkest Night and the research I did and the family stories that inspired it. It began in 2016 when my husband and I were visiting his family in Italy in a little town called San Zenone delle Ezzelini in the north, about 80 kilometers from Venice. And we were talking with his Zia Maria. And I think we must have been talking about her childhood and life during the war. And she told us, this is all in dialect, so I was following imperfectly. I don't speak Italian at all well. But she told us in dialect that my husband's grandfather, her father, helped to shelter Jewish Italians during the Second World War. And I pretty much fell off my chair. And so it took me a while to start kind of investigating what had happened, learning, the story behind the story she told me. And what I discovered is that in San Zenone, the local parish priest, Father Odostoko, helped to save more than 50 Jews by hiding them among his parishioners. And for this, he was recognized by Yad Vashem in 2010 as righteous among the nations. And a number of local parishioners were recognized. Now that didn't include my husband's grandparents, and not because I believe they weren't involved. I do, although I don't have proof, I'll admit it. But because so much time had already passed, so many of the witnesses to what happened then are now gone. And even Zia Maria, who was a little girl during the war, is now well into her 80s. So what that did, though, is it set me on a path of wanting to learn more about what happened in Italy to Italy's Jews during the war. And it led me to the story of Antonina, who is an entirely fictional creation, but she's inspired by these questions I asked. What happened to Italy's Jewish population during the war? What was it like to have everything taken from you? Not just your home and your possessions, but your profession, any chance of an education, your status as a citizen of Italy. And so Antonina goes into hiding in a small village called Mezzocel, which is based in many ways on San Zenone, the small town where my parents-in-law grew up. While I was doing my research, I returned to Italy. It was, in fact, a year ago that I was there. I talked to the surviving family members. I walked through the same places where Nina travels in the book. I interviewed survivors, among them an amazing gentleman called Domenico Savallaggio, who is now 99 and is a survivor of Buchenwald. He was tortured there by the Nazis. He somehow survived and made it home. And when he arrived home, his own mother didn't recognize him because he had been so changed by the war. So those stories and, just the stories of my husband's family, of their experiences getting by during the war, surviving with very little to eat, being in constant danger, always looking over their shoulders. Those informed me as I was writing Our Darkest Night. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to hear from you if you have a chance to read it. And I'd be very grateful if you could share it with your patrons. And I hope you're all well. And I really hope to see you at OLA when my next book comes out in a couple of years. Thank you so much.